Hello everybody, Goten at your service today. I've started that painting series and the rules appeared by themselves. Kind of, and today I want to share with you the results and the lore that came out of it. Does a series of painting absolutely need a lore? I don't know, because whether the artist wants it or not, it's up to the viewers to make their own lore. Or am I fabulating? And what's going to happen after? Well, guess what? We're on YouTube, so of course I'm going to say, watch the full video to find the answer. So, where to start? Yes. If you come here often, you will certainly recognize some of the paintings from previous videos. But I also have some pre-release for you that will appear in my future videos. Now, story time. This current series is actually in the continuity of the series I did a while ago. I think 6 years ago, can't say for sure. Back then, I thought because those established artists work on series, then I should do it too. Oh, established artist jumps from bridge. Goten jumps from bridge too. And that's because I only had a surface level understanding of their thought process. I digress. Now bear with me because I'll cover why series are important later in the video. As you might have seen, that series had at least 2 rules: visible black and white stripes and the use of the color red. Also a huge inspiration from the 60s and, to be more specific, the French New Wave, which will make its comeback in the new series. And by the way, it was mostly watercolor and colored inks. But as you can see, there aren't many pieces in this series. I don't even remember why I moved on. But I would say what matters the most from that experience is the rules were pre-established before starting the first piece. And that's one of the most visible differences with my current work, which by the way I called Stripes Revival. Fast forward, we're in 2026 and boom, new series. It started all with this painting I did from a live model. As she's a fashionista, she wore cool stuff and had that necklace collar type of garment. At first it was supposed to be a routine painting, until it didn't. Do you see the striped hairband? Yes, it was there. Like a haunting ghost, the stripes reappeared by themselves. And that's totally random because I just painted according to what I saw. Thus after, I jumped on that one painting where I went freestyle. For some reasons, I wanted to repeat the atmosphere of the previous painting. It didn't really work as I hoped, but the hairband stayed. I mean, the striped hairband. I also find it funny how the necklace from the previous painting, as it reminded me reflections of light more than a proper necklace, transformed into some kind of latest suit. Woohoo, Matrix! Anyway, at that time I didn't have a series, even less lore. I did a whole bunch of other stuff until I did that other painting from a live model. This time only the striped hairband stayed, which I added myself as the model wasn't wearing one. I think I like how I rendered the light on her face, although she has a funny look. Almost creepy. But hey, that's also when I decided to make it into a series. So while the original Stripe series had pre-established rules, this time it is the other way around, which gives us visible stripes must figure in every painting, as well as returning props that recall the French New Wave aesthetic. Next painting is when I decided to go back to something closer to the first of the series, and you'll see how much I went back and forth with the first painting throughout the video. I was quite happy with how it turned until I saw how I placed her eye, but instead of rage quitting I jumped on the next one. This one is actually closer to the first of the series. At that moment I still didn't know about the lore yet. It just didn't strike my mind, but I slowly started questioning it. Does the painting series need a lore? Do I want my series to have a lore, or at least a meaning, some kind of message? Well, it took me 2 more paintings before thinking about it. This one, where in a previous video I yelled about the proportion, but hey, now it's done, I move on. Next one is more, well, how to say. This one got seen more than 120,000 times on Reddit, while my other paintings didn't gross as much. I don't know why. You perv. But yeah, I started experimenting with the background because I was tired of flat colors. The next paintings are the ones where the lore sparked. I keep on repeating lore. Lore, lore, lore. That's why you're here, right? Well, first, the main characters are women. As you might have noticed, all the paintings from the Stripes Revival series have women as their main subject. It's like the series decided it for itself and I was just here to put it on the paper or the canvas. But then something started to appear. The beast. I was sketching in anticipation for future paintings when I remembered those creatures I liked drawing a while ago. These beasts are both subjects and guardians of the women, somewhat like an extension of their power. And I like the idea that beside their look, they are somewhat protective, and maybe some aren't. I could say they exist as they are, in a similar way of the devas in Buddhism. But keep in mind, they haven't shown their true might and power yet. Those images I painted are more like glimpses or a quick introduction. We have yet to explore their world. They live in great palaces, each one with a creature safeguarding, and they're the only ones with human look. Anything else is an NPC. Not that NPCs have a specific design, it's just the feel. It's funny because the more I work on that series, the more it reminds me Clive Barker's Hellraiser. Everyone is a villain, but the most important from Hellraiser, everyone hangs out in a BDSM dungeon. I find it quite funny personally, but to be honest, in my head there are no villains, only people who suffer, and I think that's one of the key elements of when I create a story. Manichaeism is so unreal and, in my opinion, it can fuck up your brain. Yeah, the various creatures, places and NPCs are upcoming in the next major update. This was only the first steps, an introduction, a warm-up before I go monkey. In that matter, I'm currently doing some researches and experiments on how the population and the environments might look like, the other guardian creatures, the dress codes, symbols and whatnot. I don't want to spoil anything, so you'll have to wait for future videos. I love how it all started with some kind of fan art and turns out I'm slowly creating a universe. So what's going on in this Stripe Revival world? What do we know so far? What are the rules of this world? Is there a hierarchy of some kind? Are there cultures? And I'm not talking about the rules of the whole series here, but specifically about the world I'm depicting. For now, we know the demi-god status of the women and the monsters' roles as both guardians and minions. And everyone else is a little creature. They live in their society with their own set of laws and traditions. It's gonna be weird. Other than that, I've got other pieces in the series that I haven't filmed when I painted but still belongs here, such as the two girls here. This indicates us that the women in this world may or may not each other. There could be factions or councils. And this painting. Although it looks cool, the stripes aren't as obvious as the other paintings, so I don't know if it belongs in the series or not. Now, I also have other paintings that follow the rules of the Stripes Revival, but I can't show naked women or nude art on YouTube as easily as in a history manual. I'll talk about that in a future video. Overall, making a series is really interesting from the point of view of the artist. So if you made it here, I can only suggest making your own because it's funny. Come on, at least do it for the fun. I'm a bit rusty lore-wise. It's a complicated situation because the story behind the whole batch of paintings is writing itself. I only add one drop of my own ideas. Wait, I'm talking like I don't have free will. But I swear, sometimes, when you paint, you can see and feel like the painting is going towards something totally independently from your will. Also, for now, I've got about 15 paintings and it's slowly starting to get interesting. I don't know how far it will go. I also give myself some space to make other kind of painting, like abstract. I know I said I don't really like it, but I must try it at least. So we'll see. By the way, I'm Goten.
Means 5 skies.
I want my channel to be a safe space for people to be crazy without hurting themselves or the others. If you like having videos in the background while you create, or if you just like art, you're welcome. I took the bet to bring this channel to 1,000 subscribers before 2027. Why 1,000? Because why spit on ad revenue? I mean, can knock it for what it is. Next time, we'll talk about why I don't look people in the eyes. And I'm pretty sure half of you can relate, so I expect at least half of you to show up. Until then, ciao!